And happy to talk today about this topic. I've been in technology for 30 years, long time, and it's my privilege and pride to be part of Just Business now as a partner, helping to start companies that bring dignity to people on the planet, that are at the intersection of being for-profit, but are change agents to make a difference. So we have a number of portfolio companies. Rebel Tea, if you go to Whole Foods, ask for Rebel Tea. It's delicious. It supports at-risk communities in the Andean jungle that previously had a problem with slavery and human trafficking. So we're helping with that, doing some education in the process, and helping fund one of our other portfolio companies that's actually a nonprofit, not a company, not-for-sale campaign that's dedicated to ending human trafficking on the planet. So part of what we do is generate companies that can accrue impact back into the nonprofit sector as well. So a number of other companies are in our portfolio. You can find them on some of them on justbusinessfund.com if you're interested in that. One of the questions posed to me was why is a Silicon Valley geek interested in this area of social impact locally? And I reflected on that question. It was not required me to think a little bit. I think it's two things. One, my mama taught me that I should leave this planet better than when I entered it. So credit to her for that, and that's carried through. And the second thing is I'm of the generation that does not believe that work and career are completely divorced from one's values and what the rest of their life is going to be about. And I think that's actually a macro trend that we need to make sure we understand as we start to answer Tom's question. This generation, the generation just before it, and the previous generation are very different from each other in terms of what they want in their day-to-day lives. And we have to be able to tap into that to be able to engage people more locally. So I looked at the three theories. I think they all have merit. I'll buy into all of them. And Rick and I didn't compare notes, but we actually have a similar answer. And I focus on looking at the audience demographics. I'm a product guy, I'm a technology guy. We look at our marketing kind of segmentation and audience and say, what is it about them? What is it about their buying and their interest that you need to tap into to pull them into whether it's buying a product or a cause? And if you look at Silicon Valley, we are very different than perhaps a nonprofit community or social impact community in Mobile, Alabama, or Des Moines, or anywhere else. We have a certain set of expectations here. We are people that are way overscheduled. We are undernourished in terms of our ability to give back in some way that gives us meaning, often in this valley. We are expecting outcomes and action. We're driven by people around us who accomplish and get things done, and we don't have a lot of patience for just activity for activity's sake. And so there's something, I think, about the expectations of that broad demographic that we have in Silicon Valley that would say action giving or social entrepreneurship would be the things that would draw people in. That in fact, just tithing probably isn't going to be enough. That just volunteering, because people don't have time in this valley, probably isn't going to be it either. But rather that something that draws people into participating in the community, that taps into that desire to make a difference, but also recognizes lack of time and desire for specific outcomes is important. And that also recognizes some of the other trends, obviously internet mobility and things that we live with day to day, and that include the desire to integrate more of their lives so that more of their giving can be part of the work context, if that's at all possible. So for this group that's trying to appeal to that demographic, understanding those expectations and adjusting and really experimenting with new models is going to be critical, I think, to engaging our population, which is very different than other parts of the country.